Goose shook his head, waved one hand at him. "Wex said you had jobs going like," said Richie. "Oh, Wex, is it?" Goose's laugh wound down to a chuckle. He ran his tongue over his bottom teeth, then breathed out. Kept glancing at Richie with this weird smile on his face. A lot of thoughts running through Richie's head, the same old story about a lost leg on Goose Green when everyone knew what really happened. Stupid bastard mainlined an artery. But you never said that to Goose. He might have been a fucking cripple and nose deep in his own product. But Goose had a rep that stretched back since before the riots. And that rep was what brought Richie over today. "Wex," said Goose again, and there wasn't any laughter in his voice now. "That twat wants a fucking seeing to. He keeps sending people round here. I got dealers, son, and I got muscle. So unless you want to run errands, okay," said Richie. Goose smiled. "You got a family to support." Richie thought about lying, realised that Goose probably already knew about his girlfriend. Even if he didn't, it wasn't so hard to find out. "Aye." Goose nodded, as if that was the answer he was hoping for. He shifted his arse in the wheelchair. "I got something, maybe. Not much like, but it'll pay. All right. You keep this to yourself. You can trust us." "I know I can, else I wouldn't be telling you." His eyes narrowed. "I need protection." Richie didn't say anything. "You know what I'm talking about," said Goose. "Aye? And I thought you had a gun." Goose looked long and hard at Richie, one eye going lazy. "I had one, aye, but now I need another one." He grinned wide. "You can never have too many fucking guns around the place, the job I'm in. And it's not like I'm going to give anyone a good kicking, is it?" Richie smiled, but he didn't laugh. He knew better than to laugh in Goose's presence. A smile you could explain away if the cripple got bolshy. Laughter was a lot harder. And if Goose reckoned you were laughing at him, you could forget about it. He'd been known to launch himself at blokes, especially if he'd had a couple of lines before the meeting. And right then Richie was glad Goose didn't have a gun, because the man's eyes narrowed, waiting for the smile to turn into a laugh. "What do you want us to do?" said Richie. Goose moved again in his wheelchair. The coke made him itchy, and Richie had to drop his eyes whenever he moved his stump. Then Goose breathed out hard as he dropped back into his seat. In his hand was a stack of cash, all fivers. He tossed it to Richie. The money was still arse warm. "You know the Leam?" Richie nodded. "Been there a couple times?" "So you know how to get there and back in a day?" "Not that far, is it?" "I know it's not. I'm wondering if you know. So as I don't get the fucking excuses later on that you didn't know where you was going and now you're fucking lost. I'm not like that." Richie raised his chin. "I've been down there, I can handle it." "All right, then. There's a gadgie on the Leam called Florida Al. I'll write down the address." He pulled out a small pen, wrote the address on a used bus ticket he'd found in his pocket, handed it to Richie, a house number and address. Richie had an idea where it was. Wasn't that far from the metro station, so he could probably walk it. When Richie looked up, Goose had a mobile phone in his hands. "What's that for?" "In case you get any bother." "I won't." Goose raised his eyebrows. "Like fuck you won't. I know Al, and I know what kind of fucking jippo the bastard can be. Anyone goes there on my behalf, he's gonna try and skin you. Cunt thinks he's fucking special. But we all know he's not, and the fucking jocks know he's not and all. Lad couldn't even run a stand and tan. He's hardly the fucking godfather. Anyway, you think he's trying something on, he gives you any shit, you give us a ring on that. The number's in the contacts, and you put him on the fucking line. I'll straighten him out." He barked a laugh.